This is a Caribbean reef squid floating or drifting just below the surface off the coast of Venezuela. And these are animals that begin their life as a tiny little egg, as we see in this photograph. Looking like some sort of a science fiction monster here. But squid, actually, no matter what species, they only live about a year, maybe 18 months. They have a very short life. I've often referred to them as the James Dean of the sea. They live fast and die young. But they do a lot in that amount of time. And one of the most remarkable things about squid is their skin. Not only can they change color, like some animals can, but they can actually form patterns, body patterns, which is a form of communication. Amazing. Each pattern that they form is a type of language, if you will, that they can communicate to their other brethren. And here we see a Caribbean reef squid demonstrating something called the lateral silver display. He's paired with a female, which we can't see in this photograph, but he's keeping his dark or pretty side, I guess, to the female that he's with, and he's turning the other half of his body white to repel other males that might be thinking about stealing his girlfriend, I guess. And similar behavior that I photographed off the Channel Islands in California a number of years ago. This happened a few nights before Christmas in December at night. I had been waiting for 2 years to photograph this event, and then I got a call from a filmmaker friend of mine saying it was happening. So I went out there, and what I was trying to photograph was this mass aggregation that's known as the Big Bang of these squid getting together to mate in huge numbers at about 120 feet off the Channel Islands. And they gather in these groups of hundreds, and the male will embrace the female. He'll wrap her up with his arms, and then the arms blush red, as you see the one in the foreground doing here. It's, again, sort of a warning, scram, this is my girl. And then the females after will go down and lay an egg on the bottom in this huge mop that just sort of sways in the current. Pretty amazing. And probably the scariest animal that I've ever encountered in the ocean was this guy here, something called the Humboldt squid, Psittacus gigas, an animal that is known to grow to lengths of 13 feet, that travels in schools of thousands, has teeth lining its entire arms, all the 8 arms and 2 tentacles, about 24,000 teeth in total. And its mouth is actually like a parrot, like a macaw that could take a quarter-sized chunk of meat out of their prey. These are animals that, when I read the literature before I went out to photograph them, it said they will eat anything that moves. So that was always comforting, of course. But this is one expelling a cloud of ink, sort of a defensive behavior as I sort of came at them with my camera. I didn't actually have any real problems, but they are pretty scary.